Hey guys, and welcome to a brand new video here on FPL Now, your #1 source for tips, tricks, and everything you need to know for fantasy Premier League football. Today, we're going to be going over an updated wildcard draft for Game Week 11. So if you're excited for the video, as always, make sure to drop a like down below. Let's try and hit 30 likes. Leave a comment, what transfers are you making ahead of Game Week 11? Subscribe if you're brand new. Let's get into the video. So, with this updated wildcard draft, I'm only going to be showing you the one, but there's a lot of tinkering that I'm going to talk about at the end of the draft. Certain players in different positions that could easily work in this certain draft right now. But starting things off, in goal we have Foster and Sanchez. I feel like a broken record, but Sanchez and Foster I just do believe are the two best keepers to have at the moment that are the cheapest as well. Like, of course, Mendy is a better option, but he's like 6.1 mil, so you're not going to want him in goal because there's just so much more money for a keeper. And again, if you concede a goal in that game, you're not really going to get many of the points unless you make loads of saves, and it's not every day you save a penalty either. So Sanchez and Foster I do believe are the best two. You could go for a Ramsdale as well. Again, this draft here has 1.6 mil left in the bank, which is what we're going to talk about later. You could go for a Ramsdale who is 4.7. I just think that Sanchez's fixtures are a little bit better in the long run. Like, Arsenal have Liverpool soon, whereas Sanchez has Newcastle, Villa, Leeds. West Ham will be a tough game, but then he has Southampton, Tottenham, Wolves. Like, we don't know what Tottenham are going to be like under Conte. They could completely turn the team around, and the team could just be a force to be reckoned with, which would be good for FPL because that means we could bring Spurs players, and as you can see, there's 2 Spurs players on this draft. It all depends how Conte lines his team up. But I think Sanchez is just better for your main keeper. And then Foster is in goal as the backup just because he's starting every single game because of the injury to Watford's actual #1. Yes, he doesn't have the best fixtures coming up: Arsenal, United, Leicester, Chelsea, and City. But like I say, you're going to be benching him every single week. And then you might play him, I don't know, when this fixture run kind of changes with Brentford, Burnley, Crystal Palace, and Wolves. Again, we're not sure when the actual #1 for Watford is going to be back. I think about a month ago it was like 3 to 4 months. But there's no harm in having Foster in your wildcard team if you are using the chip this week. So they're the 2 players that I would put in goal. Again, could go with Ramsdale if you wanted to. It makes it a lot easier because Raya's out, because Raya was another really good option, but because he's injured now for a while, it's basically Sanchez or Ramsdale, which are going to be on a lot of people's teams. So I would personally opt for Sanchez, and he is cheaper than Ramsdale as well by 0.1 because Sanchez is only 4.6. Coming in at the back, we have Chilwell, Trent, James, Dyer, and Livramento. So Chilwell and James both didn't feature in the Champions League fixture this week, so they're very, very likely to play at Burnley at home, which is basically a guaranteed clean sheet because Chelsea just can't concede a goal, and obviously they're so good at going forward. So yeah, if I was on a wildcard this week, I would definitely be opting for Chilwell and James instead of like your Rudigers, Thiago Silvas, players like that, because like I say, they didn't play midweek. Both Alonso and Aspi played midweek, so it is likely, like I say, it's not guaranteed, but it is likely that James and Chilwell are both going to play at the weekend, which again, Burnley at home is a fixture you definitely want Chelsea players for because Burnley do not look very good this season, and Chilwell and James are really good going forward, and they just don't concede goals either. We also have Trent as well. Trent played really well in the Champions League last night. He got 2 assists. So did Cancelo as well. So if you're a Cancelo owner, like, that gives you a little bit more, I don't know, just makes you feel a little bit better about having Cancelo in your team because he has not been getting any returns really, but the 2 assists that you got last night definitely makes your life a little bit better. However, though, City do have United. It is the Manchester derby this weekend, so yeah, that's kind of why Cancelo's not in this team. Cancelo's fixtures aren't too good over the next few. Like, you could bring him in. He is cheaper than Trent, but he has United, Everton, West Ham, and Villa. Like, I mean, Everton, that should be an easy game for them because Everton are just all over the place right now. West Ham will be a tough game, but then they have Villa, Watford, Wolves, Leeds, Newcastle, Leicester, and Brentford. So you kind of want a few City players for these fixtures here. But I just think Trent over the next few is a little bit better. Like, yes, he does have West Ham and Arsenal, but then Southampton, Everton, Wolves, Villa, Newcastle, Tottenham, Leeds. Like, Liverpool have some really nice fixtures as well. And Liverpool just aren't conceding, well, I say they aren't conceding goals right now. They did concede 2 against Brighton, but they are playing really well at the back. So yeah, I mean, it's up to you. Like, Cancelo will be a bit cheaper. He will save you 1.2. So again, if you wanted to put that money elsewhere in your team and not go with Trent, you definitely can. I mean, Trent is fixture proof. Like, he's going to play every single game. Cancelo, I guess now is fixture proof because I believe Walker went off with an injury as well, or has an injury. So yeah, I mean, they do have Zinchenko and players coming back, but I think Cancelo is pretty much nailed at the moment. So maybe he is fixture proof as well, but yeah. We've got Dyer as well. Dyer is mainly in the team to target these fixtures here. Like, you could play him against Everton away, but if you're using this wildcard draft, you're probably going to play Chilwell, Trent, and James. Or maybe even Livramento, because Livramento has Villa. But then you've obviously got Dyer for Leeds, Burnley, Brentford, and Norwich, which are some really, really nice fixtures. Again, Dyer might not even play, so you could upgrade him to a Regulon if you want, but that would obviously cost a little bit more money, and there's a reason there's 1.6 mil in the bank for this draft. So yeah, Dyer, again, good option if he plays. I don't see why he wouldn't, but we'll have to wait and see what Conte does at the back. And then Livramento as well, has Villa and then Norwich. The fixtures take a little bit of a turn after that, having Liverpool, Leicester, Brighton, then Arsenal. But I mean, he's just a really, really good player to have on your bench, or just to play sometimes, because I'm probably going to play him this week against Villa, and then I'm definitely going to play him against Norwich next week. So yeah, in the midfield we have Sonny, Rafinha, Salah, Smith Rowe, and Brownhill. So Son, again, just coming in to target these fixtures. I mean, Everton is a good fixture at the moment as well. They just don't look very good at the back at all. Like Wolves played pretty well against them to win 2-1, but I think the Wolves could have had a few more goals. I'm pretty sure Jimenez hit the post as well, which was annoying because I'm a Jimenez owner. But yeah, they don't look too good, so I understand why a lot of people are bringing Tottenham players in right now. But then he's got Leeds, Burnley, Brentford, Norwich, Brighton, which are some really, really nice fixtures for Tottenham, especially under Conte as well. He should sort them out of the back, and then he'll probably play like 3-5-2, so he'll probably play Kane and Son up front. And if you've got Son up front, he's cheaper than Kane. He gets a point extra for every single goal that he scores. He gets the clean sheet bonus as well. Yes, he's not on penalties, but I think if you don't have the funds, Son is a better option than Kane at the moment. And Son has been Spurs' best player this season. Like, it's not even really up for debate. Like, Kane has just not been that good this season, whereas Son has really been carrying them. We've got Rafinha up next. Rafinha's an interesting one. Like, his fixtures are okay. Like, he's got Leicester, Tottenham, Brighton, then Crystal Palace and Brentford. But you'd probably want to get rid of him around the Chelsea, City, Arsenal, Liverpool. Because, like, yes, Rafinha is a really, really good player to have. And he's honestly just the core of that Leeds team. But with those kind of fixtures, Leeds don't look very good this season. Rafinha is just kind of holding them up a little bit, scoring goals every now and again. So that's why he's in the team. But you probably want to get rid of him later on down the road. And then we've got Salah. Again, don't need to talk about Salah. He's just, I mean, it's just the GOAT, isn't he? Just like, look at that 1-4-1-1. He's just one of the best players. Well, he's the best FPL asset at the moment. And then we've got Smith Rowe coming in next. So Smith Rowe has Watford, Liverpool, Newcastle. Arsenal fixture, like, this is why I'm not going with Ramsdale, because yeah, they do have Watford and Newcastle in the next three, but then they've also got United, Everton, Southampton, West Ham. They do then have Leeds, Norwich, and Wolves. Personally, I wouldn't really go for Smith Rowe. I would personally go for an Mbeumo, maybe, because he's the same price and his fixtures are just better. He's got Norwich, Newcastle, Everton, Tottenham, Leeds, then Watford. So yeah, they do have some really, really nice fixtures coming up for Brentford. You could also go for Gallagher as well. Gallagher is 5.7 mil. Like I said, there's three really good options that are really cheap. So you've got Gallagher, Smith Rowe, and Mbeumo, who are 5.6, 5.6, and then Gallagher's 5.7. Gallagher has some nice fixtures: Wolves, Burnley, Villa, then Leeds. And again, I mean, it's a little bit knee-jerky because he was on 2-2-2-4-2 before his big 13 bomb against City. But I still think he's a really good option to have. But as of right now, I've gone with Smith Rowe just because Arsenal are playing well at the moment, and I kind of feel like Smith Rowe is just, I don't know, he's just playing really well at the moment. We've got Brownhill in. Brownhill is just playing every single game. He's not really getting any returns, as you can see, 2-2-2-2-2-1, whatever. But he's 4.4 mil, a little bit cheaper than your other 4.5 options like Sissoko or Norman or any players like that. So that's why Brownhill's in the team. And then up front we have Vardy, Tony, and Hwang. So Vardy, I understand a lot of people are getting rid of Vardy. I wouldn't get rid of him before the Leeds game because Leeds, like I said, very leaky at the back. I think he's going to be a really good option for this weekend. Understandable that people don't want him against Chelsea, but then after that he has Watford, Southampton, Villa, and Newcastle. Like, I think that Vardy's a hold, personally. I don't think he should be getting rid, and especially if he scores against Leeds. Yeah, he's probably not going to get anything against Chelsea. Maybe you bench him. But then he's got, like I say, Watford, Southampton, Villa, Newcastle. Like, there's some really, really nice fixtures there for Vardy. So I think he's a bit of a hold until like game week 17. You don't really need to think about him. Then we've got Tony as well. We've already been over the fixtures for Brentford, Norwich, Newcastle, Everton. I mean, like I say, you could you could bring in Mbeumo and double up on Brentford players for the Norwich game, and then Newcastle, which again I wouldn't be opposed to. But I just think that I kind of like having players from different teams just in case, you know. Again, it's up to you if you're on your wild card this week. And then we've got Hwang as well. Again, I would prefer Jimenez, but he's just a lot cheaper. Hwang is, and he's got Crystal Palace, West Ham, Norwich, and Burnley. So yeah, that's just a nice few fixtures there. Again, you'd want to get rid of him around this game week, which again is a little bit tougher with a player like Hwang because there's not really that many players around that price range that you can like move to, especially if you want to bring in like the likes of Ronaldo and stuff, because the reason there's 1.6 in the bank is to bring in Ronaldo ahead of his really good fixture run. So you'd probably get rid of Vardy around game week 17 probably, or game week 16, whichever, and you might want to bring in Ronaldo, whose fixture run changes around like, well, you probably want to get rid of Vardy game week 16 when they've got Norwich. Again, you could do it for Crystal Palace. But yeah, United's fixtures just go really, really good. Like for a while as well. Like look at that fixture run there for United. It's actually insane. So yeah, you'd probably want to get rid of Vardy around game week 15. Maybe you could just not have Vardy on this draft and just bring Ronaldo in on it, because then you've just got enough money for it. Well, you're 0.1 off, but if you already own anyone like Chilwell, Trent, or James, and you haven't played like full price for them, then you'll be able to afford Ronaldo. The only reason I'm 0.1 off is because I don't have Chilwell, I don't have and I don't have James. So if you have like any of them, you'll be able to afford this draft. The only problem, like I say, is Hwang. You might have to like bench him. You probably start playing like 4-4-2 or something, because Hwang, I just like his fixture run is just not good around this game week. But yeah, Ronaldo I think is a player that a lot of people are going to be bringing in around probably not game week 14, probably 15 to be fair. So I mean, you could get rid of Vardy around that game week, because like I say, Vardy's fixtures do take a bit of a turn. I mean, do you really want it for that Newcastle game as well though? It's a tough one, but I think Vardy for the next like few is a bit of a hold. The Chelsea game isn't ideal, but that kind of just happens with FPL, unfortunately. But yeah, I mean, I understand that people would want to bring Antonio in as well. That's the problem. Like, there's so many good players that you want to bring in. It's difficult. Like, you might have to downgrade Son. Like, if you brought in Ronaldo, and then you want to bring in Antonio for his fixture run, which obviously, like, maybe you want to get rid of Hwang, which is a bit more tough because Antonio is quite expensive now. His fixture run is really, really good around game week 16, because look at that, you want Antonio for those fixtures 100%. So yeah, the only thing is you're then minus 2.3 off, so you'd probably have to get rid of Son that game week. But do you want to get rid of Son? Like, it depends how good Spurs are under Conte, but it is a difficult decision because you just can't afford all these incredible players. Unless you don't bring in Ronaldo and you bring in the likes of, I don't know, Greenwood maybe instead of Son. It could work. I don't know if Greenwood's going to keep his place, because I think that Ollie's sticking with that 5 at the back, and when he does, it doesn't look like Greenwood is going to get a look in. And then you got players like Sancho and stuff that just can't even get on the pitch. It's really unfortunate, because I thought he was going to pop at United, but it just doesn't seem to be the case. But yeah, as of right now, this is probably the wildcard draft I would go with, just simply because you got really, really good players at the back. Again, if like Chilwell starts getting benched, then you just get rid of him, or same with James. The only bad thing about these Chelsea players is they are rotation risks, but that's why you have Dyer and Livramento as well, because Dyer has some really nice fixtures coming up, and Livramento doesn't exactly have some good fixtures after the Norwich game, but I mean, he's there just for the back, you know, he's just there to come on if James and Chilwell do miss a game. Because the good thing about Tuchel is he doesn't usually bring Chilwell or James or Alonso or Aspion like 70th, 80th minute, unless I guess they're winning by a lot. So if it's just like a 1 or a 2-0, he'll just keep them players on. So if they don't feature in the starting lineup, then they're probably not going to come on, which I guess is a little bit of a blessing in disguise. But yeah, that's kind of the updated wildcard draft I would go with. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to drop a like down below. Leave a comment. What transfers are you making this week? If you played your wild card, let me know. Subscribe if you're brand new. That's everything from me, though. Have a fantastic rest of your day. And until next time, peace.